This is John Doyle for GuitarAudio.com. Welcome back to the website, and today we're going to do a brief tutorial on using the Slow Notes website. Now, the Slow Notes website, you can find the link to that in the free stuff page, and you scroll down halfway, and there it is. We click on that, and we're there. Simple as. What is the Slow Notes website? Well, as it says here, it's the free slow down music player. You can take an MP3 file and you can slow it down. Now, that probably doesn't sound like a fantastic thing in itself, but when you combine that with a backing track or a song that you're trying to work out, then you've got a really powerful tool. So what I've done is, you've got to have the file of the track you're trying to slow down already as an MP3 file. So I've got a folder on my desktop that's got a couple of files in. If I go to select file, it'll show me my desktop, and on the desktop I've got the Slow Notes folder with these two files in. So I'm going to choose the A. Dorian backing track, which is the free backing track on the scales lesson in the beginner section of the website. If I click on the play button, there's the backing track. Now, while I've got the play button at the track playing, I can grab this little fader. If I pull it to the left, it's going to slow the track down. If I pull it to the right, it's going to speed the track up. So I'll show you how that works. So you get the idea with that. So you can use this to control the speed of a backing track in the same way as you'd control the speed of a metronome. And this means that you can, well, if you get a bit quicker and the track doesn't, then you can use this to speed it up. If you can't play along with something because it's a little bit too fast for you, you can use this to slow it down a little bit. So that's one way that you can use slow notes. The other way that you can use slow notes is to work out, for example, a difficult run or passage in a song. So if I go to select file again, I've also got a Steve Vai tune on here, which is For the Love of God, and I'm going to load that in. So if we put the marker back to the beginning, this is For the Love of God by Steve Vai. Which is a classic tune, and there's a really cool riff in this, a cool run, which is about 4.5 minutes, I think, somewhere around there. So we can use the little time slider to get to around that area, and now if I play the tune, that's the run that I was talking about right there. So if we just go back a little bit, we'll make a note of when it starts and when it finishes. So I'm just going to turn the volume down so you can hear me talk at the same time. So here comes the run. It starts at 4:30. And it ends at about 4:36. So I'm going to put the loop start point at around 4:30. About there. And then I'm going to put the end start point at about 4:37, just after. There we go. So now if we hit the loop button and then press play, it'll play in that loop. Which is really useful. And now we can take the track and slow it down. So we can take the speed fader, pull that to the left, and you can hear there that the notes are a lot slower and a lot easier to hear. Now, even if you read the tab for this is, I've got the Passion Warfare book, and the tab is very precise, but Vai doesn't play it quite the same way as the tab is written, and you can hear that when you slow the piece down, which you don't get that impression otherwise. You see the tab laid out all nice and perfect, and you kind of think, oh, I've got to play it exactly like that. But when you listen to the way that it's actually played, it's not quite the same. And that's only accessible to us, available to us, because of websites like Slow Notes, which let us slow this down. Personally, I found with this particular piece of software that sometimes you might have to fiddle around with the speed around a certain place. If you take it too slow, the notes aren't very clear. Just speeding up a tiny bit will make the notes a little bit clearer, and that's what's important. So I use this when I'm transcribing songs, when I'm working things out. It's a great resource, a great way of slowing things down so you can hear exactly what's going on. I wish I had this one about 10, 15 years ago when I first started getting into playing quick stuff, because it would have made my life a whole lot easier, but that's just the way it goes. So I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. Get some use out of the website. It's a fantastic little resource to use, and that's the deal. So have a good time with that. If you've got any questions, as usual, you can email me at john@guitarod.com, or you can post a comment on the blog. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you soon.